children need to know that one of the most important things that they own is their own imagination. And as parents, we should encourage it to be strong and to be good. Years ago, a man wrote a book, and he was trying to get youngsters to appreciate their own imagination. And so he made up a little poem that went like this. As I was walking up the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. As you think about that fantasy for a minute, you wonder, well, what was his point? His point was this: fantasy is beautiful. The key is knowing the difference between fantasy and real. And many times we do not appreciate people's imagination. What happened to a 6th grade girl in a group one day as I watched reminded me that families must help youngsters appreciate their own imagination. The teacher said, "What are you interested in? What do you think about when you don't have anything else to think about?" And she said, "Sometimes I wonder what it would be like just to be a shadow, to just have 2 dimensions, length and width, but no depth." She said, if you lived in a 3-dimensional world, such as ours, you wouldn't really understand the world. For example, a ball would not appear as a ball. It would appear as if it were projected on a screen. It would have line and form, but no depth. She said, sometimes I wonder if maybe we live in a 4-dimensional world, but we really don't understand it because we're creatures of 3 dimensions. Well, what happened when she said, I wonder what it would be like to be a shadow? The entire class went, oh. And she didn't know what to do, and so she stumbled on. And you might say, well, that wasn't very practical. I mean, it was so far out. But you see, a moment later she said, what I really wonder is if all of us live in a world right now that has dimensions we're not familiar with. Now that's practical, that's straightforward, but what happened? The class again, oh. Well, I know the feeling, that feeling of being exposed when you say something because you thought people would appreciate it and they wouldn't. What our youngsters need to know is that when they imagine, as in the little book, To Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street, a fantastic circus on an imaginary street. Everyone needs Mulberry Street, an imaginary street. But if you live on Mulberry Street, you're sick. Helping our youngsters know the difference is the key to healthy imagination.